Okay, so God is preparing your story and you're in the way of it. Why? Because you're in your head. That's me. Okay. And I am you. Just talking out loud, really. You're in the way of your own story because you're getting in your own way because you can't stop overthinking about where you should be, where you have been, and where you're going. So you're being stagnant. Okay. So I want to put this to you very plainly. Think of your favorite human or your favorite story. Now, me, I'm a storyteller. Okay. So, a story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And on top of that, it has a protagonist and a villain. Excuse me. And so when you think about that, when you think about your favorite person, when you think about your favorite story, there are all these different elements to a story that will make you connect, that will make you keep reading, that will make you keep watching their videos, that will make you keep doing whatever, okay? So let's just get into it. Connecting to the main character. That's how the story starts out, right? So your story starts out, you're like, oh my gosh, I really love this character, right? You can connect with that character. You can see yourself in that character. You can relate to their actions. Why? Because you see yourself in their story. We are all very selfish people at the end of the day, right? So it's not just like we're reading a story to learn really about someone else. We're all reading a story that we can personally connect to. And so when you no longer connect to your story, you're just in this repetitive cycle of what is going on in life. And I feel like life is already life enough that we don't need to question or second guess what God has planned for your life because He is preparing your story, right? Okay, so going back to connecting to the main character, you have to have a deep sense of self to be able to connect with your story, right? You are the one making your own story. Yes, God has already orchestrated all of it to happen, but you're the one playing it out. You are the main character in this story. Never forget that, right? Okay. So when you're connecting to yourself, what are your values? What are your priorities? Where do you see yourself going? What is that natural through line for your story? Now, for those of you who don't know, I went to journalism school, and so that means that I am a great storyteller. So a good through line means it's something that's connecting you through, like a good little breadcrumber, right? We all have seen the breadcrumber in our own story where they give you just enough to keep you on the rope, right? That's a good through line. So, what's your through line? What are your priorities? What's your value? Excuse me. And then, throughout the story, there are all these different conflicts, right? You have all these different conflicts that arise. God tests you, Satan tests you, you test you. Now you start overthinking you, right? And so that's this buildup of this story, right? Where you're like, oh my gosh, is this person going to get through all these many battles, right? All these many hurdles, all these many life lessons that you're taking with you throughout your time that's building up that connection with you, in you, and then your connection with life, other people. So inward and outward, right? So you're going through all these conflicts, you're being tested. But one thing that you don't notice is that you're building yourself up regardless, right? You don't notice that all the things that you're going through all has a purpose, even though that's what the preacher says. All things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and that are called according to His purpose, right? Okay, so great. We all know that. But what does that look like in day-to-day life? I like to compare this to running because I am not a runner. I don't like to run. But my dad says if you run, you will lose weight. And I can promise you that that has happened. I have started running and I do lose weight. Okay, if I don't run, I don't lose weight. Nevertheless, so when you first start running, you're really not a good runner. You can't really kick into that runner's high. You don't know how to achieve the runner's high when you first start, right? But you keep getting up every day and you're like, oh, I'm just going to grin and bear it, until I like it. And then one day, all of a sudden, you have the runner's high. Or you go from it taking 20 minutes to run a mile to 18 minutes, and then all of a sudden you're looking back at your Nike running app and you're down to a 12-minute mile. Okay. So just keep that in your memory banks as you are getting stronger in your connectivity. Like I said, this is the through line of God preparing your story and you are getting in the way of it. But if you get out of the way of it, then you can actually allow your story to be used in a greater way, right? So these are the breadcrumbs. What are the breadcrumbs that you need to be picking up? Like ants, just picking up that breadcrumb and walking back to their little tribe. Nevertheless, okay. So leading up to this, building up on this story, right? You have this through line, you have all these trials, these tribulations that are kind of like miniature, but it's kind of like, man, like it's like it's good stuff to keep you going. Like it's like a little tea, but it's not like piping hot, like, oh crap, you're in the middle of some crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, the brawl happens, okay? And this is the battle for your life. This is the all out battle for your royale. Will you go and lean towards God and not your own understanding? Or will you partake in the tree, the tree of good and evil, the knowledge of the tree, all that great stuff in the Garden of Eden? Anyway, which one will you go for? Will you let yourself lie down and do nothing, or will you fight to the death to get up and be who you know that you're called to be? That's a part of the story. Okay. So how I'm making it through and how maybe you can make it through it too. Because baby, when I tell you that life be like, that's what I mean. I mean tennis ball to the face. A couple mornings ago, I found this YouTube video that's like a bunch of little small motivational clips and parts of movies that are just very motivational. Not your Mel Robbins. For those who like her, that's cool. I think that she's a fraud, but we're not going to get into that. I don't really subscribe to Mel Robbins and what she says. I don't really think that she's all that motivational. I can't really connect to her. Now, does she say some things that are motivational? Sure, I'll give her that. But there are other motivational people and other motivational things on YouTube that you can find to motivate you far greater than a Mel Robbins ever could. If you like, I'm gonna put the link in the YouTube description box below. Turn on this YouTube video from, I don't even remember the creator, but it's literally just mini montages of like motivational quotes. Turn that on, run on the treadmill, and if you do not mentally snap out of it, then I don't really know what to tell you for real, because it will work. Like, put this video on, go run on the treadmill, 20 minutes, and listen to that podcast. Okay. So next, I deleted Instagram. I did not delete my account because I like my username, the Kasey Freeman. That's my username. And I don't want that to go away if I delete the whole app. So I did keep the account, but I deleted the app. I deleted all of my TikTok videos that no longer represent me. And when I tell you put your blinders on and run the mother trucking race, that's what I mean. I have been living in Kentucky for a year now, and of course, I have not officially been to a Kentucky Derby, but hopefully 2026 will be my year. But anyway, the way that those horses put their blinders on and just run with no, like, just full tenacity and pure grit to like get across that line, that's what I need. Like, that's what I want you to be thinking about when it comes to your goals. Don't hit stop, don't hit pause, don't press nothing. Keep running, right? Because I feel like it can be so easy to get on these platforms and see all these other things going on for other people, and you know, like in your heart of hearts, that all people are doing is we're all doing is posting our best moments, unless you want to capitalize off of the bad moments, which is cool too. I know I've seen some creators do that. That's cool. The last thing I'm going to say is go harder for yourself than you could ever go for anybody else, because we, especially as Black women, can feel like we need to carry everybody else with us, and that's really not the thing. That's not the move. We need to do what we need to do, and whoever needs to come will come. Whoever we need to bless, God will tell us to bless them, but we need to keep it pushing, okay? So, said all that to say that God is preparing you for your story, and don't get in your own way of letting that story happen and letting your story be used to bless other people. Please follow me on my social media platforms. They're coming back. Please subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it very much. And please let me know what you think about that YouTube video in my description. Please and thank you. Let me know what you're trying to accomplish so I can touch and agree with you. Okay, peace out.